Have you ever wondered why you seem to move differently from the rest of the world? Why it sometimes feels like you're standing just a little outside the crowd, watching, sensing, and understanding things others don't even notice? Maybe you felt lonely because of it, perhaps even misunderstood. But what if I told you that this feeling of loneliness might actually be the mark of a rare personality, a soul too unique to fit neatly into the molds that society provides? This difference you carry isn't a curse, it's a gift, if only you learn how to see it. The world often celebrates what's common, what's shared, what easily fits into the collective rhythm. But once in a while, someone appears who simply cannot march to that same beat. Not out of rebellion, but because their nature itself follows a deeper song. Such people often feel like they've been placed inside a play where everyone else knows the script, and they alone are improvising, responding instinctively rather than performing. And within this improvisation lies something extraordinary. Perhaps you've noticed it within yourself, a sensitivity to the unseen, a way of perceiving small details others overlook. The flicker of unease in someone's eyes, the tension hidden behind a polite smile. Where others see a cheerful moment, you sense the truth beneath. You read between the lines of silence. This makes you deeply empathetic, yet easily drained. Because you're not just living your own life, you're constantly feeling the pulse of others. And while most people brush it off, you carry it. That, my friend, is not weakness. It's a rare and sacred gift of perception. But every gift carries its price. You may find it hard to enjoy the games others play, small talk, empty gestures, social masks. Where others feel at home in pretense, you feel restless. You see through it all, and what you see can unsettle you. For while the crowd delights in shadows on the wall, you turn to face the fire directly. And that courage to look where others won't is what sets you apart. It may make some people uneasy, even threatened, but it's also what makes your presence unforgettable. There's also an independence in you, a quiet self-sufficiency. While many chase belonging, validation, or approval, you can step away. You may crave connection, yes, but never at the cost of your truth. There's a deep inner well within you that never runs dry, and people sense it. They may not understand you, but they feel your quiet authority, the kind that doesn't need to raise its voice. And though some admire you for it, others find it intimidating, because you cannot simply accept easy answers or ready-made beliefs. For you, truth must be felt, tested, and lived. And that's why you walk paths others never dare to tread. You question what most take for granted. You break the rules not to defy, but to discover what lies beyond them. And though this may lead to misunderstanding or even resistance, it is this hunger for authenticity that truly sets you apart from the rest. Yet such a nature is not always rewarded. At times, it isolates you. The conversations that fill others with joy may feel empty to you. The comforts that satisfy them might seem hollow. You live in a strange in-between space, longing to belong, yet refusing to betray yourself for the sake of fitting in. It's a heavy burden to carry, and yet, hidden within that burden lies the seed of your freedom. For the moment you accept that you are not meant to fit in, you awaken to the deeper liberation of living from your true core. There's also a timelessness about you. While others chase goals, money, fame, and approval, you can't help but see through the illusion of the race itself. You question, ahead of what? Toward where? You watch as people trade away the present for some distant future, running endlessly without knowing why. But you long to pause, to breathe, to truly taste this moment. Your refusal to join the race is not laziness. It is clarity. It is the quiet wisdom that understands life is not a competition to be won, but a dance to be lived. You cannot stand to live on the surface. While others are content with distractions, you crave depth. You'd rather have one genuine conversation than 1,000 shallow exchanges. You'd rather sit in silence with someone who truly sees you than speak for hours among those who don't. To some, this makes you too intense, but intensity is simply the expression of your depth. You do not skim life's surface. You dive beneath it again and again, searching not only for answers, but for real contact with truth, with love, with your own soul. You often feel weak, yet others see strength in you. You feel uncertain, yet your presence guides others. You may think you are invisible, yet those who truly notice you are profoundly changed by your being. This paradox, fragile yet powerful, invisible yet impactful, is the essence of rarity. What makes you unusual is not perfection, but your deep humanity. You are aware of your flaws, your shadows, your wounds, and instead of hiding them, you allow them to breathe. That, my friend, is a strength the world rarely recognizes, but desperately needs. Rare souls like you don't arrive with noise or neon signs. They move quietly, unnoticed at first glance. Yet their depth unsettles the shallow. Yes, it makes you feel like an outsider, but that same depth allows you to perceive truths others cannot see. And once truth is seen, it can never be unseen. That is both your gift and your burden. Dishonesty, manipulation, hypocrisy, these things wound you deeply, not because you are naive, but because you sense the fracture they create between illusion and reality. Others may accept deception as normal, but you cannot. Your being longs for integrity. And though that longing makes life harder, stripping away false comforts, it aligns you with what is real, enduring, and unshakably true. People trust you even when they don't fully understand you. They feel a grounding in your presence, a steadiness that refuses to be swept away by pretense. You may feel lost at times, uncertain of your path, but to others, you are a mirror of truth. That's why strangers confide in you, why friends seek your guidance, and why life keeps placing you in situations where your clarity is needed. You may not have chosen this role, but somehow it has chosen you. Of course, such depth rarely brings comfort. It often invites challenge. You unsettle others, not by anything you do, but simply by being yourself. Your presence reflects back to them what they've tried to avoid seeing. So they resist you. They may call you too sensitive, too much, too serious, but those labels are not truly about you. 0. They're shields, built to defend fragile illusions. Remember this, and you won't take their resistance personally. You'll recognize it for what it is, the discomfort of those not yet ready for your clarity. And yet, despite it all, you do not harden. That is perhaps your rarest quality of all. Though life has wounded you, though you've been misunderstood, even betrayed, you remain open. You still feel. You still allow life to touch you. Most people, after enough pain, close off. They build walls. They become cynical, armored, unwilling to risk vulnerability again. But you, for reasons even you may not fully understand, remain porous. You still care. You still hope. It hurts, yes, but that pain is proof that you are still alive. And in that aliveness lies the very heart of your rarity. You've probably been told more than once that you are different, sometimes with admiration, sometimes with suspicion. But the truth is, what they see as different is the very quality that makes you who you are. The living proof that even in a world obsessed with conformity, the soul can still remain authentically free. And you've probably wrestled with that label, different, rare, unusual, wondering whether it's a blessing or a curse. The truth is, it's both. The gift of being rare is that you never fully belong, yet the curse of never belonging is also the gift of never betraying yourself. It means you will never drown in the sea of conformity, nor lose yourself in the noise of the crowd. Somewhere deep inside, you always carry a flame of authenticity that refuses to be extinguished. You find nourishment in solitude, not because you dislike people, but because you need silence to hear your own soul. In that stillness, you reconnect to what truly matters. In that quiet, you remember who you are. Most people cannot bear that silence. They run from it, drowning themselves in endless distractions. But you, in your quiet strength, embrace it. And this embrace is what allows you to grow in ways others never will. For you, solitude is not emptiness, it is fullness. But solitude does not mean isolation. You long for connection, just not any connection. You crave depth, and when you find it, when you meet someone who resonates with your inner world, it feels like coming home. Rare personalities may form fewer bonds, but those bonds are profound. They are not casual. They are transformative. They shape you. They mark you. They stay with you. For you, connection isn't about numbers. It's about truth. That's why when you love deeply. And when you lose, you grieve deeply. Both are part of your nature. This depth of emotion makes you cautious. You don't give your heart easily. You observe. You wait. Not from fear, but from respect. For yourself and for the sacredness of connection. You understand that true connection is holy, and you will not waste it on the shallow. To some, this makes you appear distant or aloof, but those who earn your trust know the truth. Beneath your careful exterior lies a heart of immense tenderness, and that paradox, strong on the outside, soft within, defines your strength. Rare personalities often carry a creative force within them, whether it expresses through art, imagination, ideas, or simply through the way you live. Your creativity may not always be recognized, even by you, but it's there, in how you see beauty in the ordinary, how you connect patterns others overlook, how you question the rules and imagine new possibilities. Creativity is not just painting or writing. It's the act of bringing forth what others cannot yet see. In that sense, your very existence is a creative act. You are shaping reality by living differently. So what should you do with this rarity? Because to be rare is not merely to be different. It is to be responsible for your difference, to honor it, nurture it, and use it wisely. If you waste your uniqueness by trying to conform, you will suffer endlessly. But if you embrace it, if you accept that you were never meant to walk the common path, then your difference becomes your power. You will stop asking, "Why am I not like them?" and begin to ask, "Why should I be?" That shift marks the beginning of freedom. But freedom comes with its own trials. It requires courage, the courage to stand alone, to endure misunderstanding, to walk paths that have no maps. Most people would rather be comfortable than free. But you, rare as you are, know that comfort without truth is just another prison. So you choose the harder road, the road that demands you trust yourself even when no one else does. Yes, it's harder, sometimes unbearable, but it's the path that leads to authenticity, to integrity, to a life that, when you look back, feels whole. In the end, being rare isn't about being superior. It isn't about being better than others. It's about being true to who you are, even when the world doesn't understand. It's about carrying both the gift and the burden of depth, sensitivity, perception, and truth. And in time, you'll realize something extraordinary. What once felt like isolation is in fact connection to life, to reality, to the great mystery beneath appearances. You are rare, not because you are above others, but because you are deeply rooted in what is real. So if you ever feel different, don't despair. Don't try to fix yourself. Don't numb your sensitivity, silence your truth, or hide your depth. The world may not always reward them. It may even punish them. But in the long arc of time, it is the rare souls who shift the course of humanity. They are the ones who refuse illusions, who see through the masks, who remind the rest of us what it truly means to be alive. And perhaps you are one of them. So the next time you feel out of place, remember this: you are not broken. You are not defective. You are rare, and rarity was never meant to blend in. It was meant to stand out, not by force, but by its very nature. Accept this. Cherish it. Live it fully. For the rarest thing of all is not merely to exist, but to exist authentically, courageously, and deeply. And that, my friend, is exactly what you were born to do.